Thomas Frank finally signs Tottenham Hotspur 3-year contract, £10 million buyout from Spurs to Brentford. He brings all his coaches in. Fan base seem happy. A lot of fans are coming around to the idea that Frank is taking charge. They like him, talking good things about him. Yeah, look, there's a bit of a happy feel amongst the Spurs fans. Of course, there's going to be the doubters there out there still, which fair enough. Frank's got to prove it now. He's got to step up. You know, it's different managing Brentford to Spurs. Managing Tottenham Hotspur comes with a different type of challenge, doesn't it, guys? It really does. And look, I'm happy for him. He's got a big chance to prove himself now. He's highly rated, Thomas Frank. Other managers speak highly of him. Um, so look, I think it's a good appointment. This is, for me, it's stage two. Stage two's done now. Now we move to stage three, which is the transfers, right? The transfers, guys. Yeah, what are we gonna do? What's the approach? Who are we gonna sign? Who's going? You know, it's a lot of work to do still, and for me, um, I'm going to be watching closely to see what sort of signing we're going to be bringing in. We need experience. We need top players coming into this team. Yeah, what's the budget? Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of questions around. Is Levy still going to be in charge? There's, rumours, I guess, on social media. He didn't write a statement of welcoming him, Frank. Is something going on? I don't know. I don't believe it until I see it officially, and that's what's going on. But and then there's the thing with Romero. He put out his statement saying goodbye to Ange on the day of the announcement of Frank coming in. And look, it's upset a lot of fans. People are thinking, what are you doing that then? But, people have said it's like two fingers up at the board. Romero maybe wants to leave. I don't know. Romero is a good player, and it's a player that we really need to keep. He's, he could do good things under Frank, right? You know, but fans are kind of like, well, you can go now, because of that statement. But look, Romero, like he said in his statement, it was amazing winning trophies, and that's what football's about, isn't it? It's about winning trophies. And for him, he was so happy. He's kind of like brushed aside what else went on in the season, and the whole thing about the players coming out, Van der Ven come out saying it's a bit strange. Ange is gone, and other players, wishing Ange good luck, and all it seemed a bit of a shock. The players let Ange down as well. It's all right for them coming up and saying, and I just think it's them just being, I don't know, professional, aren't really, if you call it that. It's just kind of the players, saying their goodbyes, but knowing that they were part of the problem as well. They didn't step up at certain moments in the season. And I think, people are worried about whether the players are going to leave because of Frank coming in. I just think it's a load of rubbish. I think they're professional. They're getting paid a lot of money to do a job at Tottenham Hotspur. They need to do better next season under the new manager. But guys, how are you feeling about it all? There's a buzz in the air that Spurs are finally getting things going now. And as I said, like the next step 3 is the recruitment. And look, a lot of work needs to be done, and a lot of quality. We need number 6. We need covering defence. We need something extra in that attacking third. Something dynamic, something exciting, something that's it's gonna change it up. And my thoughts on our forward line is that they're just not good enough as a collective. We haven't got any stars, we haven't got any kind of game changers in there, and that's something we need. I mean, we need a couple of them, to be honest. A forward line. If we can get one, that'd be great. Who's going? Who's going to stay? They can't keep signing. They're going to need to shift some out. And who's that going to be? Nobody knows right now, right? Frank's got to come in and analyse the squad, talk to the recruitment team, and look at who he wants to stick around. Who needs to be moved on, loaned out, maybe. What youngsters are going to come into the side next season? Who's going to be part of maybe the first team squad for their development? Look, there's a lot to do, and a lot of questions still to answer. I was going to say something else as well about oh dear, lost it now. Lost my trail of thought. Oh yeah, expectations. Expectations for Frank. As it stands, I mean we haven't seen who's coming in. I think Spurs have fallen away massively since last season in regards to kind of so many losses, so many bad performances, looking at a complete mess throughout the season. I think we got to go back to basics under Frank, and I'm not putting too much pressure on him on his first season. Um, my expectations are going to be quite low, to be honest. But that may change if the recruitment gets better, if it is good recruitment, and I think that those players are going to come in and automatically improve the side. I may change my expectations, but my expectations is if we finish eighth, I think we've done well. We have a good cut run, come close. Um, compete. You know, say you lose a game in the semis or the final against a good side and it's close, and that the other team is just better on the day. I can accept that, but as long as we're competing in the FA Cup um, and the Carabao Cup and doing all we can to try and win those trophies under Frank in his first season, again, the progression in the league, the players getting used to Frank's system. Um, it takes time, doesn't it, for a new manager coming in, put his style of play in, and Frank has different styles of play, so it'll be interesting to see what formation he's going to start off with: three at the back, four at the back. Look, it's quite exciting in some ways, seeing something different after what's happened the last couple of seasons. But again, look, my expectations are quite low. Get up that league table, start, becoming a side again, going back to basics, getting strong at the back, getting a kind of defensive midfielder in there. And then, as I said, we need some quality coming in to get us up that table and compete in the Champions League as well, which is going to be exciting, right, guys? Playing in the Champions League, we don't want to get battered every week. And I don't think we will under Frank. I think Frank will set us up in a way to get the maximum out of the team. And it's going to be tough, but look, why not? Just go for it, eh? If we can get out of that kind of league phase, we'll see what happens. Look, it's a new era now, isn't it, under Frank? New era, new start. Stage 3 is massive, really massive. And I want to know what's going on with the structure of the club as well at board level. All these changes going on. It needs to be clear. They need to get that in line quickly. And then they need to kind of come out. Well, I don't know if they will, but we need a kind of statement from the club saying, look, Frank, we've hired Frank. This is what we want for Tottenham Hotspur. This is what we're working towards. This is how we're going to do it. Yeah. What's the strategy moving forward under Frank? What is their goals? Is it high? Are they going to have a high goal? Are they going to want to? Are they going to actually come out and say, yes, we're going to be working toward challenging for a title? It's going to take X years. I don't know. Club are normally just so quiet, aren't they? The communication is so bad. But things like that, I want to hear. I want to hear from the club. I want to know what's going on. The fan base needs to know. We need to know the plan. And look, the recruitment is massive, 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 massive. Quality experience needs coming to this side as soon as possible, getting them ready for when they get back to the club, preparing for the season. Then you got the Super Cup, PSG in the final. That's going to be fun. Tough game, but I think now we've got Frank in, I feel a little bit more confident that I'm not saying we'll win, but at least we'll put in a performance against PSG and have a plan and yeah. But hopefully we get some new signings in for that match, some kind of exciting signings that are going to shake this team up. And look, I just want Spurs to be competitive. Go into games feeling like we can win, not like last season. I'm quite looking forward to that. Yeah, look, let's just hope Frank, starts to bring it all together. This togetherness, and we've seen the players they can do that. We saw it when they won that Europa League, that they all pulled themselves together and fought for every ball and won that trophy. So there is something there. There is a base, but we just need to. Frank needs to implement good tactics, systems, and these players have got to get on board, and hopefully we'll have a better season next season. And again, as I said, expectations are going to be different for more fans. People are going to expect Frank to win a trophy. in his first season. I mean, it's unrealistic, to be honest. Yes, of course, we could win the Carabao Cup or FA Cup if we have a great run, and it depends on the draw, etc. It'll be fantastic. But I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not putting that on him that he has to win. What I want next season is progression. I want to see us going up that league and be more competitive, cut down those losses, start bringing in these youngsters, seeing them progress. Generally, any player, youngish player at Spurs, you want them to improve, don't you, under Frank, and that you can see that they're on the up as well, and they're going to get better, which will help the side overall. Players like Maddison, how is he going to get under Frank? He's a different manager, a different position on the field. What's Frank going to want from Maddison? Things like that. Johnson, is his role going to change? Is he going to go more central now? Is Son going to be moved on this summer? We need fresh attacking players coming in, really dangerous looking players, creative players, tricky players who can take on a man, pace, direct, who are going to hurt opposition, not like we've seen the players at Brentford do under Frank, and Buemos, Wissa, Tony over the years. And that's what we want at Spurs. We want to be good at the back, strong, but then also we want to be dangerous up top as well. And that's a big job on Frank's hands to get that right, with hopefully some additions into that team. You've got the likes of Wilson in there. It's going to be a second season. Don't know what's going on with Tell. Hopefully he'll go back. I want better than him. Look, lot to sort out. New era at Spurs. Stage 2 completed. Please, guys, leave your comments, your thoughts on anything I've said. Please smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I've got some new content coming out soon over the summer. So, guys, tune into that. I'll be getting that out released soon. Monday night, there's a show. So, look, I'll put that out soon. But anyway, guys, enjoy your day. Hopefully, it'll be some lovely weather this weekend. Take care of yourselves. And as always, come on, you Spurs.